Hello and welcome to Calculus Problem Set 4. We are covering my favorite topic and my favorite way of measuring angles today, and that's radians. Woo! So what is a radian? Well, a radian is a very naturally occurring unit. Basically, it is, if you have the radius of an arc or a radius of a circle, it is the angle that you have to go through to travel one radius along the circumference. So basically, it is fundamentally tied to the radius, but it's you traveling the distance r along the arc. That is defined at its most fundamental beginnings as a radian. Now, how do we convert between radians and degrees? Pi or 2 pi radians is, wow, I'm losing it, 360 degrees. Or our unit conversions are pi radians per 180 degrees or 180 degrees over pi. Notice that we don't often write radians. It is such a natural unit that sometimes we'll just leave it without. So that's pretty cool. So you will be converting from degrees to radians. That's no big deal. Now, let's do a complete review of trig. We remember that sine, if we have a right triangle, and this is the angle we're talking about, this is the opposite side because it's opposite the angle. This is the adjacent side because it's next to the angle. This is the hypotenuse. So sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent theta is opposite over adjacent. And then obviously cosecant is this flipped. Secant is this flipped. Cotangent is that flipped. Woo! Man, we are doing great today. So at this point, you are responsible for all of your friendly angles. So review your friendly angles quiz, review your friendly angles worksheets in radians because that is where we need to be. So we have sine squared of pi over 3 minus tangent of pi over 4 plus cosine pi over 6. In case we are tired this morning and need to get our thinking caps on, that's 60, 45, and 30. So let's fly through these. We know that with the powers, we just square whatever the answer is. What is sine of 60? Square root of 3 over 2. What's tangent of 45? That's 1. What's cosine of pi over 6? Cosine 30 is also square root of 3 over 2. This answer is going to be nasty. That looks like 3/4 minus 1 plus square root of 3 over 2. Again, lining up your work vertically so I can see everything you're doing. 3/4 minus 1 is 1/4 negative plus square root of 3 over 2. Gross? Yep, but doable. Oh, this one's fun. They're giving us a lovely mix. So we have secant of 30 degrees plus cosecant of pi over 6. You have to know your friendly angles. That's it, okay? Secant of 30, 1 over cosine 30. Cosine 30 is square root of 3 over 2. So this is 2 square root of 3 over 3. Cosecant of pi over 6 is 1 over sine of 30. Sine of 30 is 1/2, so this is 2. That's your answer. Woo! Man, Belinda is hitting it strong today. Let's talk about the 4 quadrant signs. So you guys remember that all students take calculus. Well, at least you guys are taking calculus. So all of the trigonometric functions are positive here. Sine is positive, but the rest are negative here. Tangent is positive here, right? The t, the s, and that's the t. Tangent is positive there, and then cosine is positive here. Everything else is negative in each of those quadrants. Woo! So now they're going to give us some uglier friendly angles problems. That's fine. We can handle it. We are in calculus, therefore. On a scale of 1 to being able to handle it, solid 12.5. Ooh, they're even negative. even better. So we have 4 tangent of negative 11 pi over 6 plus 2 secant of negative pi over 4. This is where I stopped doing it from memory and actually writing stuff down because we're talking about negative powers. It's confusing. So I always like to sketch. Negative pi over 6 is simply regular pi over 6 because the whole circle would be 12 minus 1 is 11. So we're talking about this angle right here. And in case you're still in degree land, that's 30. Here, negative pi over 4 is right there. So that's 3/15 or 7 pi over 4. Tangent of 30 is root 3 over 3, if I'm not mistaken. That sounds about right. Times 4, don't lose that, plus, all right, since we're doing cosine, cosine is positive here, so I don't really care. Cosine of 45 is square root of 2 over 2, so 2 square root of 2 over 2. Those cancel, those don't, so my answer is 4 square root of 3 over 3 plus square root of 2. Welcome to calculus, everybody. The answers are not friendly. Alrighty. All right, last part of our lesson and we're done. We're flying through this today. So we have cosine squared, secant theta, tangent theta, and they want us to simplify that. The way you simplify these things is bringing them all back to their roots, sine and cosine. So this is cosine already. Secant is 1 over cosine. Tangent is sine over cosine. So that, if we cancel all these, just turns out to be sine theta. And that, my friends, is problem set 4 of calculus.